Hello, Aquarius. Here we are in March 2019, and we're really getting into the good stuff when we hit into March. This is one of those months, the power and the symbolism of March never fails to amaze me, because when you think about the symbolism of it, no matter what world culture you're looking at, this is that time of transformation. You know, shifting from the last sign in the zodiac, Pisces, into the first sign of Aries is always, for everybody, no matter what your chart, this really impactful, intense shift. And this year's especially potent because, like, around the 4th, 5th, 6th of this month, a lot is happening. Now, first of all, you guys get Venus in your sign for most of the month, so your mojo is going to be quite potent, I think. I'm excited for that transit. She basically goes into Aquarius like the first day of March. So dig in that. And actually the word that came to mind when I was preparing your guys' notes, when the moon popped up, was the word troublemakers. I'm not exactly sure why totally. It just popped up. Like, you guys are getting in there and you're getting involved in some new things and some new projects, and you kind of have this magnetic electrical energy this month that I think will stand out in the context of everybody else, all the other signs. There's something about Aquarians this month that's really powerful, so I'm excited to see what you guys are up to and to learn from you as always. So we have that Venus in Aquarius energy popping through. Oh, 6 of Wands. Okay. We also have the big ticket item this month is that Uranus is going into Taurus. So your ruling sign is shifting. So I think you always feel your ruling planet. I think you always feel your ruling planet when it moves. He's been kind of working through these retrogrades and stuff and going back and forth between Aries and Taurus for a moment. This is like we're committed into this until 2026. So, and for you, it's another fixed sign. So all the fixed signs are really getting an intense hit with Uranus in another fixed sign. We all, as a fixed sign family, I'm a Leo, are going to be feeling that transit in a very specific way. If you're an Aquarius rising, especially 4th house energy of your internal landscape, which moon energy, you know, the 4th house is ruled by the moon, Cancer, home and family, motherhood, secrets, the internal space is getting a revamp. Who you let in, how you connect the dots, how you connect with others is all coming up as big themes this month. So we get that Uranus transit beginning, and around the same day, 10 of Wands. Yeah. Around that same day, Mercury retrograde begins in Pisces. So we're in Pisces season right now, which for you is very much about the value, the things you love and value, that 2nd house energy of your money, your belongings, what's beautiful to you. And so it's getting a review with Mercury in retrograde there. It's getting a review. You're checking in with that. We also have a new moon in Pisces. So all of Pisces season is really checking in, Aquarius, with what really matters to you. What really matters to you, Hermit. And as I've been saying, this month is kind of, we're getting our sea legs. I keep saying that, but that's really the best way I can put it, because Chiron just moved into Aries in February, and that transit's going on till 2027. This Uranus shift has begun, and that's going on till 2026. So we have a long-range new energetic cycle compared to back in 2010 to about now. We're starting a whole new one. And so we're getting used to it. And I'm happy we have a Mercury retrograde, because I honestly think we need it to settle in to this new cycle and to just check in and just take a moment to check in. But I feel, Aquarius, that you may be pulling people closer to you and having some profound internal home experiences. Page of Wands. That could be really beautiful and could be really transformational. But yeah, Uranus and Taurus is going to feel pretty personal. It's going to feel very intimate, and it is going to be taking a look at your intimate settings, your intimate relationships. Empress. Speaking of Taurus, we also have that full moon in Libra, so in a fellow air sign, and that's at a 0 degree. So when we hit into Aries season, which the energy starts to lift and lighten and be a little more playful, When we hit into Aries season, we immediately have this Libra full moon at 0 degrees. So Libra full moon in your ninth house, that philosophical energy is really going to be lighting up that big vision where you want to be taking what you do with your internal space and putting it out there into the world. It's a great way to kind of reassess that as well. I did write up very short affirmations for you all just to kind of get you connected in, and they go as like this. Answers are coming in. Clarity is all around me. So I want you to just take that with you, because I think sometimes you can get overwhelmed or and you might feel overwhelmed by the energy this month. I don't think Pisces season is necessarily the easiest time for Aquarians. It's definitely a time where you might feel a little wobbly. Oh my gosh, this Tower card is just the star of the show this month. I tell you what. And it has to do with this electrical shift. You guys know, like, Uranus is about electricity and innovation and shift and change, and wants to make that change, wants to think about the bigger picture, the bigger strategy. And I think everybody's waking up and opening up to their new vision of who they're going to be. Queen of Cups. Let's pull one more card, and then we will get into what I'm seeing for you all, because there's something really potent going on with your emotions and who you have close to you, and also how you're living your life. King of Wands. Okay. So we have a lot of wands and electrical and fiery, passionate energy around you. There's a number of personalities around you as well, I'm noticing, Aquarius. And one thing you may just want to kind of keep in mind is, like, what type of personalities are serving you the best? Who makes you feel like you can be your comfortable full self, but who makes you feel like you have to be that performer that Aquarians are, that you're so good at performing for everybody, even people you don't really enjoy, or even people who maybe feel hard to be around. It's like, I think sometimes you feel like this pressure to perform. And so I'm kind of looking at that. So the first thing I'm seeing here, though, is this moon. It's really sticking out to me, and it's quite intense energy, because, like I said, we're having this revolution in your fourth house energy in your internal landscape. But the moon is also telling me there's something pinging at you that you've been hiding, or that you've been wanting to share with the external world, but that it's felt very tender to you, very secretive to you, very close and intense and inside. And there's some kind of illumination going on here with you wanting to maybe express that a little bit more, connect that a little bit more. And I think there's a lot of gold in the moon energy for you. Like, some of your best, most innovative ideas are kind of hanging out in this more secretive, private side of yourselves. And I kind of seeing that this month you may be realizing that those aspects of yourself are actually going to be what catapults you forward in relationship, in work, in your lifestyle. And that opening yourself up and showing some of this side of yourself is going to be really powerful. And I say that because, I mean, you look at the next card, Six of Wands. Triumph, success, something going very well for you, and it's directly tied to this moon energy. I think you can see what I'm talking about here, that there's this powerful connection between your heart, your internal landscape, and how that gets expressed externally. And this could even have to do with just sharing with somebody something you're feeling, or getting that breakthrough with somebody and feeling that immediate sense of, this is going well. The other thing that's going on, and this has to do with the Mercury retrograde and how the Mercury retrograde will be affecting you, is there is a reassessment as well, right? And I'm a huge fan of Mercury retrogrades. I think they are so beautiful, and we need them. We really need them. And the Mercury retrograde in Pisces is so dreamy. It's so soft. It's so reflective, that it's a really great space to just do a little reassessment. And here for you, I'm noticing that there is some of this burdensome energy, right? And the Hermit is always a really good investigator of this kind of stuff. He will slow you down and make you look at anything that maybe you've been putting under the rug, sweeping under the rug, putting in the back burner, kind of not paying attention to. And a lot of times, the way these are coming out, this has to do with burnout. This has to do with over pushing on a project that maybe doesn't feel very rewarding. It has to do with looking at where you're expending your energy, Aquarians. Because if there's one thing I've noticed with you guys go all the way with everything. and you have these really high standards for yourself that start to just put you in this position of exhaustion, overwhelmment, overwork. You get really, really exhausted to the point where, your relationships suffer and your energy suffers and your passion even suffers. And the Ten of Wands is always that invitation to put something down, take that burden off of yourself, take that guilt off of yourself. And the Hermit is such a self-examining energy. And it's not about intellectual self-examination. It's about emotional self-examination and even just practical, physical realization of where you need to give your body and your being a break. Your nervous system is very aware of it being like overstimulated all the time, right? And it can start to produce subtle symptoms, but if you don't give it that breath and that space to work, Aquarians, you guys are extremely sensitive, and you move through the world in a way that I think you have these expectations that you don't need to recharge your nervous system and just everything in there, but you absolutely do. So I'm noticing already that there's a lot of check-in energy at the beginning of this month, and a lot of even just like anybody that you're talking to, anybody that you're bringing into your close circle, they have to be people who will like sit and hold that space for your tender side, not the people you're performing for, the people you can really trust to speak and help you to share. Okay, but the second half of this month is where we kind of get more of this intensive energy, right? Now, I see you guys creating, it's a very creative month, because if you look at these two right here, Page of Wands and the Empress, these two energies are so much about movement, creativity, play, joy, playfulness. I mean, they're very warm, inviting energies. So I almost feel if you can take that first part of the month and rest up, let a couple people in, even cry a little bit, release some of this stuff, whatever it is that you need to do. I don't know. And it could just be really as simple as just taking a couple hours every day to just decompress. The second half of the month allows you to get really creative vision-wise. So the Page of Wands is coming in here to like fire you up and get you fired up, get you moving, get you into the next cycle of what is coming in for you. And there's this excited kind of buoyant energy that comes with Page of Wands. This is also coming with the Empress though. And the one thing I will say about the Empress energy is she is about creativity. She is about innovation. But remember how I was saying Uranus is going to be in Taurus? That is a really interesting mixture. Uranus wants to move and shake things around, wants to innovate, wants to make the future manifest now. Whereas Taurus energy wants to sit back and let things develop on a nice, slow, chilled out level, right? And when you look at the Empress and the Tower together, you kind of get a sense of what Uranus and Taurus and the shift into that transit and the shift into what that's doing is bringing us, because it's bringing us a different way of understanding the lightning strike moment. And this is what I've been noticing about when the Tower is showing up in readings right now. It is not showing up as a destructive force. How it's showing up is that we have to understand that change and shift and revolution does not have to be destructive. That change and revolution can absolutely be productive, can be fertile, and can be about how we embody who we want to be next. You want to be in that loving relationship. You want to be in that powerful creative process. Who do you have to wake up and be? How do you have to take care of your body? What do you have to put down? What do you need to do in order to fully embody that as a being? What do you need to do so that that lightning strike moment, that shift, that change, that freedom that comes with the Tower, with the knowing, with the knowledge, the freedom of knowledge. What needs to happen there so that you can do it in a way that feels like it's this productive, vibrant, sensual, beautiful energy? And you're having a Mercury retrograde in your second house, what you love and value. The Empress rules that stuff. I think you can see where I'm going here with this. There is a shift going on here. There is a realization. There is an understanding of where you want to go next. And ideas could be just filtering through you like wildfire, and just every kind of possible thing. But what makes you feel full? What makes you feel nourished, Aquarius? What makes you feel that you can take off some of your masks? Or when you're wearing the mask, that you enjoy it, that you enjoy the process, that you enjoy the connection. because you also have this Queen of Cups here. Now, maybe you're working with a water energy in your life, and you have the King of Wands too at the top. So we got some personalities. We have some personalities around you. We have a watery queen, and we have a fiery king. Now, these two work in very different ways. The Queen of Cups is this intuitive, internalized, emotionally brilliant being who checks in with her intuition and her process. She's quieter, she's a little shyer, she doesn't necessarily show her cards. The King of Wands is very stubborn, very visionary, very externalized, very much like, this is how I'm going to do it, I'll show you what I'm doing, and we're going to do it. So maybe you have some dualities going on here with people in your life. And quite honestly, Aquarius, this can be a lot for you to take on. I know you're great with people, and I know you're really good at managing a lot of different energies. You're very good at being the glue in a social situation. You're very good at morphing and being able to shift into all sorts of different gears. But it's not always your responsibility to be in charge of other people's processes, right? Or to help them all. Now, these energies showing up at the tail end of the tower tells me that you're having revolution when it comes to relationship too. A lot of the cards today have been about your personal growth and your personal journey, but like I was saying, Venus is in your sign, which means you're getting that boost of emotional and relational energy. You're reevaluating what is of value to you in your life, and you're also reevaluating who you pull close. What does that feel like? Now, for each of you, this is going to be very different. For some of you, you may be pulling both of these people close. These could be two energies that are very valuable to you. Some of you, maybe one or the other is more valuable to you, or more helpful, or more in line with you. You're also being asked to use all your different senses. So while you have the ability to be very smart and very innovative and very creative with your thoughts, you're also being asked to make sure that you are checking in with your physical body, with the Empress and the Hermit energy, that you're checking in with your emotional body, with the Queen of Cups, and that you're checking in with your action-focused, visionary energy with the King of Wands. All of these things are getting highlighted this month, which once again is why it's so important to slow down. Let the Mercury retrograde give you the information you need. Let the Mercury retrograde develop that tower energy of knowing what you need to know via a more Empress style energy. All of that is really important. Okay, I'm going to close it out there. Take really good care of yourselves this month. That is one thing I will say. Take care of your physical bodies. Take care of your energetic systems. Just please do that, Aquarians. I know you kind of forget to do it, and I do think that you will need that this month. Big time. You can work with me. I would love to schedule a session with you guys. I love working with Aquarians so much. I do Skype and Zoom and phone readings. So if you're interested in doing a session with me, go check out my website, SARAHTAROT.com. You can also find me on Instagram at SarahVerba. I may be adding some last minute appointments to my calendar. So if you want to find out about those, what I will be doing is announcing them probably on Instagram. So that's the best place to follow for that info. I'm wearing PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry. I love her so much. She's still giving you 15% off. And you guys, I love talking about my friends and what they do. It makes me so happy to share my friends' work. And that's really why I share PinkLune's work, Tiffany's work, and why I'm going to also tell you about my friend Taylor, who is this amazing holistic business coach, and she's really well versed in the world of social media, but she's also really well versed in giving very practical, real world advice. So if you're having a project or an idea that you want to share and you're overwhelmed by what that's going to look like, she will help you tell that story in a really beautiful way. So I'm going to leave her link below if you're interested in checking out what she has to offer. She's a really great resource. So I'm just connecting whoever is out there who needs to hear that. I will leave everything that you need to know in the description box. I love you guys so much. Also, would you be interested in me doing extra videos on the Chiron-Uranus transits that are going on for the next 8 years? Because I think it would be really fun to do extras for each sign. and dig into what that means and how to utilize it and how to utilize that medicine and that wisdom. So let me know. I will see you guys very soon for more moon magics, for new monthly readings. I am so happy to sit with your buoyant, beautiful energy. You know how much I appreciate you. Have a beautiful March.